As we grow older, maintaining a strong and fulfilling romantic relationship can become a challenge. For many, it involves navigating physical, emotional, and psychological changes. However, with the right tools and mindset, it's possible to strengthen relationships, ensure they remain vibrant, and even build new connections that thrive with maturity. In this guide, we explore strategies to help older men, particularly those in relationships with younger women, sustain and nourish their partnerships. Emotional connections that sustain long-term relationships. The core of any successful, long-lasting relationship lies in the emotional bond shared between partners. As time passes, this bond evolves, often growing deeper and more nuanced. In long-term relationships, the early phase of excitement, driven by passion or physical attraction, transforms into something more substantial. Shared experiences, mutual respect, and understanding foster an emotional connection that transcends mere infatuation. It is essential to recognize that while physical attraction may fade or change with age, the emotional connection between partners can strengthen. The intimacy developed over years becomes rooted in shared history, trust, and the comfort of knowing each other deeply. This emotional bond forms the bedrock on which long-term relationships are built, making it possible for love to flourish even as life's challenges arise. Effective communication strategies for preventing misunderstandings. As relationships evolve, so must communication. One of the most common pitfalls in long-term relationships, especially those involving significant age differences, is the assumption that silence equals understanding. When couples become too comfortable and stop communicating their thoughts and emotions, misunderstandings can grow and lead to resentment. For older men, communication often becomes more important in relationships with younger women, where there may be different life goals, priorities, and energy levels. Being transparent about desires, fears, and expectations is crucial to bridging any gaps between partners. Active listening, rather than assuming or guessing what your partner feels, is key to preventing frustration and creating a healthy dialogue. Patience and acceptance as life evolves. As time progresses, both individuals in a relationship change. Growing older brings with it new challenges, such as changes in health, career transitions, and shifting personal goals. In long-term relationships, it's important to embrace these changes with patience and understanding. This may require adjusting one's expectations, especially when there is an age difference. Younger partners may be focused on building a career or discovering themselves, while older men may be at a point where they are seeking stability and reflection. Instead of seeing these differences as obstacles, they can be approached with patience and acceptance. Embracing the fact that both individuals are on different life paths allows the relationship to grow in a way that is authentic and fulfilling for both. Keeping intimacy alive and revitalizing the relationship. One of the challenges older couples face is keeping intimacy alive as the years go by. This includes both emotional intimacy, such as sharing deep conversations and experiences, as well as physical intimacy. The key to maintaining closeness in a long-term relationship is to keep the sense of novelty and excitement alive, even if the experiences are smaller or subtler than when you were younger. This can be achieved by continuously learning about each other, surprising one another with small gestures of love, and continuing to explore new aspects of your connection. Intimacy thrives when both partners feel valued, seen, and heard, so ensuring that affection is consistently expressed through touch, words, or acts of kindness is essential to keeping the relationship vibrant. Building a partnership based on mutual respect and understanding. At the heart of any successful relationship is mutual respect. When partners respect each other's individuality, differences, and life experiences, it creates a sense of equality and fairness. This is particularly important in relationships with significant age gaps, where the older partner may feel the need to assert their authority or wisdom, but where respecting the younger partner's autonomy is just as vital. A relationship built on respect fosters trust and collaboration. It encourages both partners to grow together, supporting each other's goals and ambitions. Respecting boundaries and personal space, as well as validating each other's emotions, creates a strong foundation for a relationship that can endure the test of time. The draw of younger partners. A search for rejuvenation. For some older men, the idea of pursuing a relationship with a younger woman can stem from a desire to reconnect with youth, excitement, or even reclaim a sense of vitality. While this can provide a temporary sense of fulfillment, it is essential to acknowledge that relationships between older men and younger women come with unique challenges. These challenges often arise from differing life stages, which can result in mismatched expectations, frustrations, and emotional imbalances. Understanding that the pursuit of a relationship with a younger partner should not be about chasing the past or reliving youth, but about connecting on a deeper level is crucial. As an older man focusing on shared values, interests, and authentic communication rather than physical attraction alone will create a stronger foundation for a lasting partnership. The importance of authenticity in relationships. Authenticity is the key to a lasting, meaningful relationship. It's not about presenting a version of yourself that fits societal expectations or masks your true self. Authenticity involves being honest about what you want from a relationship, about your past, and about your future aspirations. By being open and transparent, you create a safe space for your partner to do the same. In relationships between older men and younger women, this authenticity becomes even more important. The age difference can create an imbalance of power or expectations. Being upfront about desires, boundaries, and life goals ensures that both partners are on the same page and can prevent the buildup of resentment or unmet expectations. Embracing self-acceptance, the key to real intimacy. Self-acceptance is foundational to true intimacy. As men grow older, they often face pressure to maintain a youthful image or vitality, which can create insecurity and affect their relationships. However, true intimacy comes from embracing oneself fully, flaws and all. When an older man accepts his age, his body, and his emotional needs, he is more likely to experience deeper, more meaningful connections with his partner. This self-acceptance not only fosters emotional intimacy, but also enhances physical closeness. When a partner feels secure and loved for who they truly are, without the pressure to meet unrealistic standards, they are able to be fully present in the relationship, enjoying a deeper bond that is free from the weight of perfectionism. Navigating the challenges of aging in love. As relationships age, they may face various challenges such as physical changes, health concerns, or even existential questions about life's purpose. However, it's essential to recognize that these challenges do not have to signal the end of a fulfilling love life. Instead, they can deepen the connection between partners as they face these challenges together. For older men, acknowledging their limitations and embracing vulnerability with their partner can create an even stronger bond. Rather than retreating into solitude or masking emotions, engaging in open dialogue about challenges, desires, and fears fosters an environment of understanding, which nurtures a sense of closeness and intimacy. The importance of communication in long-term relationships. As relationships mature, many couples assume they no longer need to communicate as frequently. The years of shared experiences may lead to a belief that they understand each other so well that words aren't necessary. However, this silent understanding can become a barrier, and over time, it risks eroding the emotional connection between partners. Communication is the foundation of any strong relationship, especially as you grow older. It provides a safe space for both partners to express their thoughts, emotions, and aspirations without fear of judgment. Active listening, empathy, and validation are key components of successful communication. By listening attentively, without interrupting, and respecting each other's views, both partners deepen their intimacy, fostering a sense of safety and trust that strengthens the bond. Open and honest dialogue, where each person feels heard and understood, nurtures a connection that transcends age, bridging any generational gaps. It allows both partners to explore their emotions and make decisions based on shared understanding. The act of regularly expressing your needs and desires keeps the relationship grounded in authenticity, preventing misunderstandings that could potentially threaten the partnership. Patience and acceptance, embracing change. Together as we age, both the body and mind inevitably change. These transformations can affect individual lives and ripple through the fabric of a relationship, altering dynamics and expectations. The key to navigating this phase of life is patience and acceptance, two virtues that are essential for nurturing a harmonious partnership. Over time, physical stamina diminishes, and energy reserves may no longer be as abundant as before. Instead of trying to hold on to the past or chase a version of yourself that no longer exists, it's important to embrace the present. As an older man in a relationship, acknowledging these changes with patience allows both partners to adapt to a slower pace and find comfort in the quiet moments shared together. Patience is particularly crucial in relationships between older men and younger women. The generational gap often brings differing worldviews and stages of life. While the older man might be seeking stability and tranquility, his younger partner might be pursuing personal growth and exploration. The temptation to push for a relationship that mirrors the older man's experiences or to rush intimacy can create tension and frustration. It's important to recognize that each relationship has its own rhythm, and that rhythm should be allowed to evolve naturally. Embracing change. Acceptance as a cornerstone of lasting love. Acceptance is another pillar of enduring relationships. It's about accepting both the changes that come with aging and the evolution of your partner. While the physical aspects of intimacy might change over time, the emotional connection can deepen and grow. Acceptance involves valuing the present and recognizing that love isn't about physical perfection, but about shared experiences, memories, and a commitment to one another. For older men, acceptance also means coming to terms with their own limitations. It involves expressing these limitations honestly and communicating them to a younger partner who may have a different level of energy or expectations. Open dialogue about needs, desires, and limitations fosters a sense of security and emotional closeness, which is the true foundation of lasting love. When both partners feel accepted for who they are rather than for an idealized version of themselves, the relationship flourishes. Acceptance cultivates a deeper emotional connection, allowing both individuals to embrace their vulnerabilities, feel valued, and grow together. Nurturing intimacy, a shift toward emotional connection. As relationships evolve, intimacy often transforms from physical passion to a deeper emotional connection. For many older couples, intimacy becomes more about shared moments of affection, understanding, and closeness, rather than the physical intensity of early romantic stages. This emotional bond becomes the heart of the relationship, creating a sense of security and comfort that strengthens over time. It's common for older men to feel that the romantic phase of a relationship is behind them, or that physical gestures of affection are no longer necessary. However, these small, meaningful acts, such as holding hands, sharing a quiet dinner, or simply listening to each other, are crucial to maintaining a vibrant relationship. These gestures reinforce the connection, creating a sense of warmth and intimacy that helps to preserve the bond. For older men in relationships with younger women, intimacy may feel more complicated. There's often a perceived pressure to prove their vitality or maintain a physical energy that matches their younger partners. However, true intimacy isn't about proving physical prowess. It's about connecting on an emotional level. Men who focus on building a deeper emotional connection through understanding, compassion, and attentiveness often find greater fulfillment in their relationships. Emotional intimacy becomes the foundation of a lasting relationship, reinforcing trust, comfort, and a shared sense of love that withstands the physical changes that come with age. The act of being emotionally present for your partner, showing affection, and engaging in meaningful conversations creates a bond that transcends the need for external validation. The role of self-acceptance in building strong partnerships. Self-acceptance is one of the most powerful tools for building a resilient, loving relationship. When you fully accept yourself, flaws and all, you create a space for your partner to do the same. This openness allows both partners to engage in a deeper emotional connection that is free from insecurities or the pressure to conform to societal expectations. For older men, self-acceptance is a recognition that age is not a barrier to love. It's about embracing the wisdom that comes with growing older and finding value in the emotional and spiritual aspects of the relationship. Rather than chasing a fleeting image of youth, the focus should be on building a love that is genuine, grounded in respect, and nurtured by shared experiences. Self-acceptance allows you to be vulnerable with your partner, sharing your true thoughts and feelings without fear of rejection. This vulnerability is essential for creating an authentic relationship. When both partners are free to be their true selves, the connection deepens and love becomes more meaningful. Building a relationship based on mutual respect. The foundation of any lasting relationship is mutual respect. This is especially important in relationships where there is an age gap. For older men in relationships with younger women, the balance of power can sometimes feel uneven, with the older partner feeling the pressure to maintain a certain image or live up to unrealistic expectations. Respecting each other's differences, including differing goals, perspectives, and life stages, is crucial for maintaining harmony. A younger partner may be at a different point in her life with different aspirations and dreams. It's important for both partners to acknowledge these differences and find ways to support one another rather than imposing their own expectations. Mutual respect fosters an environment where both partners feel valued for who they truly are, rather than for what they can offer based on external factors. This respect forms the bedrock of emotional intimacy, allowing the relationship to thrive, even as both partners navigate the complexities of life and aging. The importance of vulnerability and intimacy, emotional exposure after oral sex. Romantic relationships evolve over time, particularly when considering the dynamics of intimacy and how individuals approach vulnerability. For older men, understanding the significance of vulnerability, especially following moments of physical intimacy such as oral sex, is crucial. The act of oral sex, while often seen as purely physical, carries a deep emotional weight, particularly for women. It can elicit a profound sense of emotional exposure that many may not fully recognize. This moment of intimacy can open a channel of emotional connection that, if nurtured, deepens the bond between partners. Emotional vulnerability and its impact on the relationship. After engaging in a deeply intimate act like oral sex, women can often feel vulnerable, as they have shared a personal part of themselves with their partner. This vulnerability is not just about the physical exposure of their body, but also about the emotional openness that accompanies it. A woman might feel deeply connected to her partner, but she may also experience a sense of exposure and uncertainty. It is in this space that the emotional impact of the act becomes most pronounced. For older men in relationships, especially with younger women, it is crucial to recognize that intimacy goes beyond just the physical. It is about the emotional connection, and after such moments, there may be an unspoken need for reassurance, comfort, and mutual understanding. This emotional sensitivity requires a gentle response. Acknowledging the woman's vulnerability with kindness, attentiveness, and care fosters a deeper emotional connection that strengthens the relationship. Understanding the emotional context. While the physical aspect of oral sex is often the focus in discussions of intimacy, the emotional undercurrent cannot be ignored. For women, especially those who are in relationships where they feel cherished and valued, these acts of intimacy can be highly personal. When a woman performs oral sex, she is often engaging in an act of giving, which can create feelings of vulnerability afterward. These feelings might manifest as a desire for affirmation or even a sense of emotional exposure. An older man, who may have more experience in relationships, can help guide these emotional exchanges by being mindful of the deeper layers of intimacy. He should be aware that after such acts, his partner might need more than just physical affection. She may need emotional support, validation, or even a moment of quiet connection to ground her after this deep moment of intimacy. Creating a safe space for emotional expression. In any romantic relationship, Especially when there is a significant age difference, older men must create a safe emotional space for their partner. This space allows the younger woman to feel secure, not only in her physicality, but also in her emotions. After performing oral sex, a woman may experience a range of emotions, from feeling appreciated and loved to feeling vulnerable and uncertain. Older men can play a pivotal role in managing this emotional terrain. By offering comfort, engaging in gentle conversation, or simply being present in the moment, they create a nurturing environment where their partner feels emotionally supported. Reassurance during such vulnerable moments reinforces trust and deepens the emotional intimacy of the relationship. The role of empathy in deepening intimacy. Empathy is one of the most vital tools for older men in romantic relationships. When engaging in intimate acts, such as oral sex, understanding and empathizing with their partner's emotional state is key. Women in these moments may feel exposed in ways that are difficult to articulate, which is why an empathetic approach becomes crucial. Older men, with their greater life experience, have the ability to provide emotional security that can alleviate the vulnerabilities experienced by their partner. They can ask how their partner feels, acknowledge her emotional state, and offer comforting gestures such as holding her hand, sharing kind words, or simply offering physical closeness. By understanding that intimacy is not only about physical satisfaction, but also emotional connection, the older man can help his partner navigate the complexity of her emotions after such an intimate moment. The importance of post-intimacy communication. One of the most essential elements in maintaining emotional closeness after oral sex is communication. The older man should encourage open dialogue about how both partners feel after the act. Sometimes women may feel unsure or anxious about their emotional responses, and it is through conversation that these feelings can be processed and understood. During this time, the older man should be open, patient, and non-judgmental. By offering his own thoughts or acknowledging any vulnerability he may feel, he can create a reciprocal space of openness and understanding. This exchange fosters trust and enables both partners to feel seen, heard, and valued, further enhancing the intimacy between them. The power of emotional affection. Physical affection after an intimate act like oral sex plays a significant role in reinforcing emotional bonds. For an older man, it's not just about the physical gratification of the act, but about ensuring that his partner feels loved and cared for after the experience. Simple actions such as embracing, kissing, or even lying together in silence can communicate an emotional connection that goes beyond the physical. These gestures reaffirm the relationship and show that intimacy is about the emotional depth shared between partners. Emotional affection reestablishes a sense of safety and security, helping to balance any emotional discomfort or vulnerability that may have been experienced after the act. Understanding the impact of age differences on emotional exposure. In relationships with a significant age gap, older men must recognize the dynamics that come with such relationships, particularly when it comes to emotional exposure. Younger women may have different emotional needs and may not have the same experience navigating intimate moments as older individuals. These differences can result in varying emotional responses after intimate acts. For instance, a younger woman may experience greater insecurity or anxiety about the act of oral sex and its emotional implications, especially if she is still navigating her sense of identity and sexual agency. In such cases, an older man must be patient and understanding, recognizing that his partner's emotional needs may be different and that reassurance is essential. This emotional support builds the foundation of trust and intimacy that strengthens the relationship and encourages future vulnerability. Cultivating emotional security for the relationship. When an older man recognizes the profound emotional exposure that follows oral sex, he is better positioned to create an emotionally secure environment for his partner. This emotional security extends beyond just the immediate aftermath of intimacy. It sets the tone for the relationship as a whole. By showing genuine care, attention, and emotional availability, The older man fosters a sense of security where both partners can freely express their feelings, vulnerabilities, and desires without fear of judgment. This creates a strong emotional bond that can weather the complexities of age differences, differing life stages, and any challenges that arise within the relationship. Conclusion. The act of oral sex, while often seen as a physical exchange, carries significant emotional implications, particularly for women who may experience vulnerability afterward. For older men, understanding and navigating this emotional exposure is essential in building a deep and lasting connection with their partner. By offering empathy, communication, emotional affection, and security, older men can help their partner navigate these vulnerable moments, strengthening the bond between them. Ultimately, emotional vulnerability should not be seen as a challenge, but as an opportunity to deepen the intimacy and connection in the relationship. By embracing vulnerability with understanding and care, older men and their partners can cultivate a relationship that is not only physically satisfying, but also emotionally rich and fulfilling.